Welcome to episode 5 of Outlaws Remaster. Picking up exactly where we left off. And hopefully you all have had a great week. And I think today is Black Friday, right? Oh boy. Whoop-de-freaking do. Is it just as bad as it's always been? Do people still stand in lines for hours waiting for the stroke of midnight just to fight each other over deals that aren't really deals? I don't know. I think the whole concept is ridiculous. But anyways, let us continue with Outlaws Remaster. Alright, so we're at the Sawmill. I got to get in there and deal with the riffraff that's inside. So yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with people looking for, sales and good deals. But I guess my issue is just over the years how obsessed people become with it, I think that's my problem. Why can't I kill him? The fuck? I'm a terrible shot. Alright. So we gotta find our way into the sawmill. I guess we're going to have to go in via the water. Oh, you haven't talked about this. Look at the horse. Look at that horse. 1997 horses. Well, then again, like Zelda Ocarina of Time, Epona was a pretty good looking horse. So, yeah. Alright, sorry, horsey. I didn't mean to insult you. Please forgive me. Okay. Alright, kill these bastards. But I hope everybody that celebrated Thanksgiving had a good Thanksgiving. And I hope everybody else is having a good week as we prepare for the weekend. And as some of you know, I have been kind of busy real life stuff. So I recorded a lot of these episodes in advance. Well, this is the last one I'm going to record. And hopefully there'll be more episodes next week. Here's hoping. But I at least wanted to make sure there was content for everybody all the way up to Friday. So that was my goal. Plus, I really wanted to jump back into Outlaws and play a little bit of it. So that's exactly what I did. And I've been having a great time. So hopefully you all are enjoying my playthrough as well. And it's kind of a river. So let's jump over here. I think there's a secret. I could be wrong. But we'll just have a look. Alright, I guess it's not letting me go into water. Okay, it's letting me go into water here. I'm just trying to see if there's like a secret. Maybe there is, maybe there's not. Alright. Yeah, I don't think I can go that way. Okay, go back up. But yeah, holidays. Some people love them, some people hate them. I understand how some people can get bummed out because of the holiday season. But I hope that everybody watching has a good holiday season. No matter what you believe, Like whether it's, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Saturnalia, Winter Solstice, Festivus. Whatever it is you celebrate, well, I hope it's a good one for you. Yeah, hard to believe that November is almost over. Man, this year has flown by. But that's the way it goes as you get older, I've noticed. It just keeps flying on by. Yeah, we talked about that whenever I was a teenager. Yeah, think you can hide behind that box? I don't think so, cowpoke. So I guess another, high school story real quick. Like, I remember, I think it was our history teacher, well, one of our history teachers. Like, one day he just told us, this sage advice that some of us weren't listening to at the time. Probably all of us. But, like, a lot of us, were complaining about how long the day was going and how slow it was. Edging slower to graduation day. And it felt like that, It felt like it just took forever just to get through school. But, he told us, well, just wait till you're an adult. Then it's going to start to fly by. And, of course, we were laughing at him. Because we didn't believe him, But, yeah, he was right. There's a button right there. Can I shoot the button? I guess I can't shoot the button. Or I could just go this way. Alright, check that out. Alright. We'll come back in a minute. But yeah, once you reach adulthood, for some reason, it just starts flying by. I don't know what causes that. It's crazy. But I'm sure there's some sort of scientific explanation. Alright. You guys got a lot of booze here at this sawmill. I mean, I thought you guys would be, I don't know, working on lumber, wood, not drinking. What kind of sawmill is this? Right. Fuck. Oh, this dude literally right here. Idiot. Sometimes they get camouflaged and you don't see them until it's almost too late. There's a lot of other stuff here too. Oh. I got the draw on him. Okay, I got a key. Nice, nice. Alright. So, what's your favorite gun in this game? Like, of all the guns in Outlaws right now that we have, or... See, I got the revolver, I got a rifle, also the rifle with a scope. I got a single-shot shotgun, I got a double-barrel shotgun. And we're going to get another gun, I guess, eventually. But of all the guns in the game, which one is your favorite? Let me know. I guess my favorite is the tried and true revolver. The 6-shooter. The Peacemaker. There we go. It gets the job done. It's good for like close and medium. Like for long distance, I'll pull out the rifle. But this is a close quarters type mission. Because we're inside in the sawmill and the enemy's pretty close. A little too close sometimes.
Where are you, Marshal?
Fuck. Okay. Took him out. Oh, there's another button. Okay. I guess it's a puzzle. It's been a while since I've done this mission. I mean, I mentioned that quite a few times. Another double-barrel shotgun. Oh, so this is sawed off in a bubble. Well, really, what's the difference, though? I mean, it's the same gun, except for one has been sawed off, obviously. Yeah, I forgot about that. So much for hoping for a pump action. Yeah, I think it might be too early in this time period for a pump action. I could be wrong about that, though. It won't budge. There is something I could try. Oh, shit. I think you have to actually shoot this one. Alright, that didn't work. Well, I thought it would. But there is also a button in another room. So, let's try that. Hey, don't you talk about my horse like that, okay? Look, it's not the best horse, okay? It's very pixelated. But it's the marshal's horse, damn it. Okay? The horse may not look as good as the horses in Red Dead Redemption 2. Or in, like Tears of the Kingdom. Or even the horses in Mafia the Old Country. But, hey... I won't have you bad-mouthing a horse, all right? That's just beyond the pale right there. Okay, so that must have opened something up. Maybe it opened that one door. Oh, I did, okay. Well, I wasted dynamite on that. When I could have just pushed the button. Alright, they did. Oh, shit. There's a... Gotta wait till he comes back. You know what? I'm gonna give you a little bubble door action. There. Okay. Okay. Alright, so if I go left trigger, I can shoot 2 rounds instead of 1. Okay, so left trigger on this one. Okay. Oh, well, at least I get 2 rounds for my trouble. That's embarrassing. Okay. Alright, shot his ass. There's another scum. Reload, reload, reload. I mean, this is definitely good for up close and personal. But I still think I prefer like the revolver. Plus it holds 6 shots as opposed to just 2 shots. But, you know, these 2 shots do pack a bit of a punch. Alright. Let's keep looking. I guess we go down there and see what's down there. Let me just double check a few things first. It won't budge. Okay, I need a button. Maybe there's a button down here. Look. I don't know, I'm just doing something different. Changing it up. Okay. Okay. You took a freaking shotgun to the face like a champ. Oh, hear that. Hey, he didn't like that too much, did he? Okay. Danger! Okay. Let's save the game real quick. Just to be safe, right? Better safe than sorry. Okay. Well, let's go in. I'm going towards the danger. There's not really anything down here except for... Hold on. What's that? Oh, more ammo. I'm sure this ammo would be great underneath the water. What a brilliant idea. Alright. Because there's a lot of things I've learned when it comes to like owning guns and having guns. One thing is to keep your bullets and your shells dry. Obviously, safety first. Treat every gun like it's loaded. Don't treat it like a toy, because it's not a toy. Never aim a gun at somebody unless you intend to use it. And, oh yeah, ammo. Keep it dry. But, I mean, just some advice. My turn. Alright. Okay, there's another one of these. Okay. I guess we're just opening things up. Opportunities. Okay, is this the same room we were in? Was it? Dang. Can I go up there? Yeah, I can. Okay. Right. I get the feeling I've been here before. What do y'all think? Yeah, I've been here before. Something tells me I was here. I don't know. Maybe it's all the dead bodies. All right. They scream. They don't seem to like being hit by a shotgun. Do they? Alright, let's keep going. Alright, maybe I got a little jumpy there. Okay. He did. No, I haven't had enough. Have you guys? Well, I think he has. How about you, sir? Oh, good. I found another key. But thanks for keeping an eye on that for me. Your services are no longer required. Okay, what's that opening up? Okay, it's opening up a lot of things. Okay, so that's to the danger. They're both to the danger. I'm heading into danger, y'all. Going into the danger zone. And I don't even have a F-14 to take me. Or Maverick or Goose. Marshall's on his own. Okay, so this is the same area. It keeps taking us back to this area, but I mean, it is opening other things up. So there's that. Somebody's not happy with me. Okay. Will that open? And he did. Fuck. I was almost a fool. A dead fool. Okay. Anything else in here? No. I'll keep going. I think we're good on the ammo. Yep, a lot of dead cowpokes here. Alright. Keep looking. This doesn't really feel like a sawmill. I don't know about y'all, but I get the feeling this is a cover operation, you know? A cover for what? I don't know. Like, I guess water. They're just collecting tons and tons of water. I mean, there is booze, but I think that's just for their own personal consumption. Ah, found the button. Okay. Alright, that opens something. I think I went that way. I feel like we went that way. Just a feeling I have. Alright. What else opened? Alright. Nope, that won't budge either. But we did push a button, and, you know, that's what matters. That won't budge either. So we need more buttons. Button, button. Who has the button? I guess we'll go back this way. I mean, there's got to be more buttons or more ways to go forward in the sawmill. Yeah, it's been so long since I've done this one. I mean, some things you remember, some things you forget. And like I said, I was a teen back then. There's some things that I wish I could forget from those days, but there's also some things that I wish to never forget. You know, good times, bad times. I guess kind of continuing where we left off, what, a couple days ago? Yeah, because I put out the last episode the day before Thanksgiving. I'm just trying to go in my head how I schedule it. But there definitely were good times. And especially with my friends, you know. Times I'll always be grateful for. And of course, you know, my little sisters, which they're not so little anymore. You know, they're both adults and they both got their lives going on, and they're both married, and they're both married to two great guys, and I have two nephews who are little monsters, but, you know, I love my little monsters. I think the problem is mom and dad spoil them just a little too much. But, you know, I mean, it's their kids, you know. Their kids. I mean, I hope that eventually there's still... I think there's always hope, you know, even if they are a little spoiled right now, there's always hope that they'll grow up to be upstanding young men, hopefully. You know, positive on society. That's what we need, more men and women that are positives, not negatives. All right, got an elevator. All right. Yeah, I think we're gonna need something a little bit more of a range attack. Come on, take him out. Shit. Reload. Right. Oh, shit. Alright. Get these guys first. Wait till he comes back out. He ain't coming out, is he? He's just hiding. Smart. Smart cookie. I don't... Why do I have my gun out? What? Switch to my fucking revolver. Fool. You fool! Alright. Reload, 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 reload. Okay. Alright. Shit. Okay, here we go. Alright. Alright, reload. Okay, there we go. Come back here, scum! Keep pressing the wrong button. Why keep doing that? Alright, I think there's still one more down there. Okay, there might be more down here. Yep, there's more down here. Of course. They're like cockroaches. Gotta step on all of them. Oh yeah, that reminds me. So, we had a really bad cockroach problem when I was a kid in my dad's house. I don't know if it was one of my dad's friends' faults who accidentally brought some cockroaches with him because he had a bad cockroach problem because he would come to visit my dad and they would hang out, get high, play music, and I guess they would try to build stereos. Anyways, but my dad blames him for our cockroach problem that we had. And they weren't the big cockroaches, you know, that you'll see every now and then. They were like the smaller ones. I think they're Asian cockroaches. And there were so many of them in our house. And my dad refused to use sprays to kill them. He refused to call an exterminator. For one thing, we didn't really have much money anyways. And so at night, I'd be laying in bed, right? And I'd hear him like going around the house just smashing them left and right. And they just had such an awful smell to them. Like there were so many of them. It was freaking nightmare fuel. Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't have the worst childhood. There's people that had a childhood far worse than me. In fact, my dad did because he grew up in the projects. And, you know, his parents are Catholic and they had like a dozen brothers and sisters. One of them died during the Vietnam War, by the way. But I didn't exactly have a 5-star life either as a teenager. God. And my dad had his own business because he did work for a company, but then after my mom passed away when I was a kid, he eventually quit that company. He decided to become a nurseryman, landscaper, and I guess mostly, you know, he just made enough money just to stay afloat from being a nurseryman and a landscaper. But it was a struggle, you know, to pay the bills and everything and put food on the table. Yeah, there were some tough times, you know, but I mean, a lot of people have tough times, you know, that's just a reality. I guess those experiences have humbled me and made me appreciate the life I do have now. But yeah, it wasn't easy, you know, it was not easy. But yeah, those damn cockroaches, there's so many of them. So that's why whenever I see like one cockroach every now and then, it doesn't really faze me. I mean, yeah, I'll try to get rid of it or kill it. But because I remember how bad it was back at the old house in my own small town. It was not a good time. No, it was not. And oh yeah, I did mention Dad he had actually a couple crazy girlfriends after he divorced my sister's mom. You know, I don't know if exactly it was more like oil and water. It just wasn't meant to be. They blamed each other. They demonized each other. But in the end, I just think they were both looking for somebody because my dad lost my mom. He was briefly remarried for like a year, and then he divorced that woman, and then he married my sister's, the woman that became my sister's mom. But yeah, that clearly didn't work out. But, you know, from that, like I said, like Wednesday, you know, I got my baby sister. So I'm grateful for that. But after that divorce, Dad got worse. Yep, and I had to be on the receiving end of that one. But, you know, it's ancient history, you know. Ancient history. But I guess I'm just reminiscing right now because, once again, you know, there were times my dad was either working or out friends jamming jamming like playing music with his friends, getting high, and I was at home alone, had nothing else to do. And so a lot of times I'd be sitting on my computer, right? If I wasn't in the mood to sit on the N64 and play either Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, or GoldenEye, or whatever else I had back then, you know, I would be on the computer playing Outlaws, or Dark Forces, or TIE Fighter. So I'd be playing one of those games. Because, like, our TV, like, we barely had it. We got maybe 2 channels at most. You know? So, yeah. Crazy times. But, you know, it could have always been worse. You know? Like, I recognize that. I accept that, yeah, my childhood wasn't the ideal childhood. It wasn't the greatest one. It wasn't the best. But of all things considered, I know people that had it way worse than me. So that's something I always remind myself about. I always try to humble myself. And even though my dad wasn't perfect, he definitely wasn't. His dad was apparently way worse from what I was told. So I guess that's a positive. I guess I got it watered down by comparison to what my dad and his brothers and sisters got from their crazy dad. Yeah. Of course, I don't even consider that guy my grandfather, because somebody once asked me about my grandfather, and I thought they were talking about my papa, my mom's dad, and then they were actually asking about my dad's dad, and I'm like, I don't even consider that whack job to be my grandfather, because A, I never met him, and B, he went crazy and fled to Canada after he tried to steal half the kids and joined some sort of Catholic cult. Yeah. Wild, crazy stuff. Deep lore. But yeah, so my dad, despite his flaws, which were many, was definitely a better dad to me than his dad was to him. So I always try to keep that in mind. And, my dad just had struggles. He had his own demons. I mean, we all do. But I think my dad's biggest flaw was always thinking he was the victim, always thought he was in the wrong, and blamed everybody else. And it just seemed like my dad struggled to accept the idea that he sometimes only had himself to blame. Because he would blame everybody else for this and that. But it just seemed like I guess he's in a way kind of like Trump in that regard, right? So, but I mean, I'm not denying that my dad had a bad hand. Grow up in the projects. I mean, he still was able to go to college and get 2 college degrees. He got a degree in chemistry. He got a degree in biology. He was a smart guy. And he was kind of a jack of all trades. He learned how to do carpentry. He learned how to do plumbing, some electricity. And I tell you, my dad, like, whenever I had to do something around my house back in Shreveport, and my dad would come visit, like, he would tell me, oh, I can do it. And he was the worst at procrastinating. And, like, he would get upset if I hired somebody to do a little project around the house, even though stuff was starting to fall apart. And I just told him one day when he was getting really sick, I was like, Dad, I need to hire somebody to do this. Okay, I have to get this done. And he's like, oh, I can do it. Like, no, you can't. You're not in the condition to do it. Even before he started getting sick, my dad struggled to do things because I guess he just always had these bazillion ideas and he never focused on one single idea. But yeah, I mean, he was my dad. But like I said in the last episode, my dad and I, weren't on best terms in high school. Things got really bad between us in high school. I'll be fair and say maybe it was 50-50. I mean, if we're being honest, I think it was probably 75-25. But I'm willing to go 50-50 on that one. Even though like I said, I think that 75% of the blame was him. But I got through it though. I survived. And in time, like I said, I was able to patch things up with Dad. Even though things were never perfect, because there were definitely times when Dad and I would get mad at each other. Because once again, my dad always thought he was right, and it got annoying, especially when you got older and like you knew how to get around like somewhere. And my dad would act like you don't know how to get around here, and then I'd get mad at him saying, "Look, Dad, I know where I'm going." And he's like, "No, you don't." And I'm like, "Dad, I've been living here in Shreveport for quite a while, and you haven't been here for a quick minute. You only come to visit." But because like Shreveport was where my parents both were born and both grew up, and that's where they both met. So that's why I always say I'm a child of 2 states, Texas and Louisiana, even though I was born in Texas and grew up in Texas. And like over 2 years ago, moved back to Texas to be closer to my sisters. So I did know my way around, Shreveport. I guess you could say kind of my adopted town back in Louisiana. But I still remember one of the last little fights my dad and I got into. Not physical, but verbal. And we used to get in verbal fights all the time. Like, when I was younger, not so much because I was terrified of him when he would raise his voice, and especially when he started yelling at me. But when I got older, I developed a bit of a thick skin. And it was like, he would yell at me, and I would just yell right back at him. So, because I can yell too. I mean, he has a loud voice. But my voice is also loud. But I guess I could control my voice a little bit better. Maybe I just have a bit of my mom's genes in me too, right? Because she was really nice from what people told me about her. So I guess that's where my nice side comes out. And then my other side comes from my dad. So, I mean, it works both ways. You know, the diplomacy. You know, I try to be diplomatic. I try to be nice to people. But, you know, I can only be pushed back so far before I push back. And I obviously, while I'm rambling, I'm trying to figure out what am I missing here. So they both go in here. Let's look at the map real quick. Obviously, we're missing something. This one's proven to be a little tricky. Okay. So which way am I supposed to go on this one? I think I remember having trouble with this when I was a kid. It's kind of coming back to me a little bit, but not 100%. But yeah, so yeah, I can be a nice guy. You know, I'm a very reactionary person. If you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you. If you joke around with me, I'll joke around with you. If you're an asshole to me, then don't be surprised if I end up being an asshole to you too. You know, that's just the way I am. But I try to be nice to people. I always do. That's just always been my philosophy. But, you know, I've learned long ago, especially all the way back when I was a kid and a teenager, from being bullied and pushed around. There were times when I look back, I'm like, yeah, you know, this time, I should have actually pushed back. But, you know, lessons we learn, right? So, yeah, I'm definitely not the person I was when I was a kid. But I still reflect on those lessons that I learned and the mistakes made, in the hopes of making me a better person. Alright, so I'm still perplexed what I'm doing wrong here. But we'll sort it out. We'll get through it. Okay, so I think we just came this way. Let's go back outside. All right, maybe I should just hop on my low pixel horse and just ride away. Like, there must be a way to get inside. So I did open a lot of things, pushed a lot of buttons. Okay, can I dynamite that? All right. There. Will that work? That didn't work. Oof. That most definitely did not work. Yeah, this is proving to be quite the pickle, quite the puzzle. Yeah, it's coming back to me slowly. I'm like, yeah, I remember I had trouble with this too. Of course, back then we didn't exactly have access to the internet, especially me. Like, some of my friends actually were starting to get access to the internet, but I lived out in the country. And no, we didn't have access to the internet. Like, we had a phone to call people. But even back then, you know, people that had internet had dial-up, which was slow as fuck. Like, I remember my first year after I graduated at almost the bottom of my class. But hey, look, I got my act together and I managed to graduate, so that's what matters. So, yeah, I moved to Shreveport, and the first year started college, and, let's just say, yeah, I had dial-up, and I guess dial-up was better than nothing, but it was slow as hell. And in the days of Napster, with the downloading the songs, yeah, it took a quick minute to download a song, and now you can download things so easily. Like, I re-downloaded Mafia the Old Country over the weekend, you know, because I was making content for the week. include my free ride video. And it was like 40 something gigs, and it didn't take too long at all to download. Because obviously I have fiber, you know. So yeah, fiber is obviously way, way faster than dial up. But yeah, I was kind of reminiscing on that, you know, the whole social media thing like a week ago in my social media video. You know, how the internet has changed society in general. You know, whereas before that, you know, my friends and I, we didn't really do anything concerning the internet. We'd hang out together, you know, play video games, watch movies. I had some friends that liked watching wrestling, so I watched wrestling with them. You know, this was during the time of like the height of the WCW, NWO. And so I'd watch it with them, and sometimes they get a little carried away with it. But at the same time, you know, at the end of the day, I just wasn't as interested in it long term. I think it was one of those things I just went along with it because, like, some of my friends were into it. But not too long after I reached adulthood and moved away, I just started kind of like moving away from wrestling. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's okay to watch sometimes. And then, of course, like WWF or WWE. I mean, I was a huge Macho Man fan. I will say that. I do like Randy Savage, you know, Ripperonis. Rest in peace, Macho Man. And, of course, Undertaker. I did like Undertaker. And Sting was all right, too. I mean, I know Sting's still performing, right? But that's crazy. But, yeah, now Hulk Hogan's gone. But I was never a huge Hulk Hogan fan. I always thought he was a really good heel, though, was Hollywood Hogan. But, yeah, you know, during this time period, I was hanging out with my friends. You know, when I wasn't in school, that's what I was doing, just chilling with my friends, playing video games, watching TV shows, movies, or wrestling. I think that was everything we got off to. Oh yeah, we did go fishing. Like a lot of times we just go down the road and just go fishing somewhere. Like hop into my old 1984 Bronco 2 that my grandfather gave me for my birthday. Cool little truck. Small problem, it took forever for it to warm up. And it would die in the middle of traffic. But for some reason, when we took it out into the woods or ride around, it was fine. It would do just fine out in the mud, in the dirt. But on the road, I don't know why, it would just die in the middle of traffic. So crazy. And then I had another friend of mine who was in, I guess, a higher grade than mine. He eventually went off to the Marines. But one day he and I were going home, and like I took him home, and I had a pepper spray in my glove compartment. I think my granny gave it to me for, I guess, self-defense, but I just left it in there. And he pulls it out, and the idiot he doesn't spray it at me, but he's just curious about it. Like, and before I can even say anything, he just sprays it towards the wind, and the wind catches it, and it hits me in the fucking face. And so my eyes were fucking burning for like 15 minutes. Fucking asshole. I swear. Nonsense when you were a kid. Of course, you think that you were bulletproof back then. You think you know everything, and you don't. Of course, I learned very early on that I didn't know everything. I clearly don't know my way around here because I continue to struggle to find a way out. You know, I did hear some goons a moment ago. Which means that there's got to be some nearby, right? Can I shoot that? Does that accomplish anything? No, I don't think so. But yeah, I mean, you know, those were the days, as they say. Days. Some stuff I miss about it. A lot of things I really don't. I mean, would I go back and change mistakes I made? No, because then I wouldn't learn from my mistakes, you know. And I wouldn't do better. Like, I was a bit of an outsider for about a year or two in high school. And I guess we watched The Crow too many times. And look, The Crow's still a great movie with the late Brandon Lee. But we got to the point where we were wearing trench coats. So we thought that was really cool back then. And, well, that's what, you know, I don't know when exactly did Columbine happen, that terrible mass shooting in Colorado with those two pieces of shit. But after that happened, because they were also wearing trench coats, after that happened, I never wore a trench coat in school again. I was like, okay, I'm taking this shit off. because it just gave people the wrong impression about us. You know, those of us that wore a trench coat. I mean, I guess I can understand the fear, because the two guys that carried out that horrific act were also kind of outsiders as well. You know, they felt like they didn't belong. They felt like outsiders, kind of like the group I was part of. You know, we weren't preps, we weren't jocks, we weren't rednecks. You know, I had some friends that were part of each group, but I myself, you know, mostly associated with, I guess, the geeks, the nerds, the gamers, the freaks, the goths, you know, that sort of thing. But so yeah, I made the conscious decision after that happened. I'm like, yeah, I'm not wearing this. I guess that's about the time I started turning things around. Maybe it was somewhere in that ballpark. Because yeah, I was a bit of a, you know, I was a bit of a delinquent of sorts, I guess. Not a huge one. I mean, I didn't like. Is it one of these buttons? Yeah, I'm struggling, but I mean, there were definitely kids that did way, way, way worse. But you know, my friends and I would skip class here and there, and we were pretty smart about it. Okay, I think that's the button I was supposed to press. No, I already went up here. Man, I'm going around in circles. I can't even sort this one out. But yeah, we instead of staying in town and getting caught, we would go several miles north and just hang out at the mall in the larger town about an hour away, and then we'd go to the zoo. And if anyone asked, we'd just say we're part of a field trip, you know, and because the zoo always had field trips. So that's exactly what we would do. Yeah, so I am admittedly struggling here. What am I missing here? What am I missing? I feel like it's something. Maybe I'm supposed to go this way. Maybe that's the mistake I made. Maybe I was supposed to go this way. Okay. So yeah, I think I was supposed to go backwards, not forwards. Okay, okay. Okay, now we're cooking. Okay. But hey, you know what? I was reminiscing, so I guess it all works out in the end. At least I wasn't sitting there not saying anything, you know. It gets kind of annoying whenever people do that. They sit there and they don't talk. And you're just like, this is boring because nothing is happening. Like sometimes I'll be quiet during cutscenes, or if I'm like in an intense situation in a Let's Play. But I do like to talk. I do like to discuss many different things. And that was a lesson I learned in radio. You know, whenever I went into radio. Is that one of the worst things you can do when you're a DJ or an on-air personality is not say anything. Like, yeah, you're supposed to talk. All right, so let me look at the map real quick. Okay, so I guess maybe this route will take us where we need to go. Or is it just going to take us back to where... Okay, it takes us somewhere else. Okay. All right, I'm guessing it's the glowy place. Yeah, I guess it's down here with the light. The light shall lead us to salvation, I guess. Maybe. Alright. I'm underwater. I need to get above the water. Can I get above water, please? Okay. Can I get to shore somewhere? Okay, okay. Alright, I'm gonna save the game again real quick, because I don't want to go through all this and die and then unfortunately have to start completely over. Because, yeah, I think I remember this being one of my least favorite missions. Yeah, now I remember why it was one of my least favorites. Alright. Okay. Alright, so what does that open? Did that open anything? Did anything get a comp? Okay, the door. Okay. Okay. Okay, another elevator. Like, were elevators a thing back then? Maybe. Okay. Right. Okay, more water. Awful lot of water here at the sawmill, not so much lumber. Okay. Okay, that's a fake wall. Yeah. It's a fake! Okay, puzzle time. Okay, yay for puzzle. Okay, so we need... I need gears. Do I have any gears of war? Like, I mean, for the record, I didn't see any damn gears. We have the gears down here. Hopefully. Are there any gears in the water? Because I saw no gears, cowpoke. Oh, that's a thing. That's a thing. Fuck. Go, 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 go. Push, 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 push. Push, push, push. Keep pushing. Come on, Marshall. Keep swimming against the tide. Or against the current. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. You're a salmon. You're a salmon, sir. You're a salmon. You can do this. Okay. No. If I can just get a... No, it's not letting me. No, please. Okay. All right, get another chance. Oh, it didn't work. It didn't work. Okay. Fudge. That didn't work either. And I'm back into where I was. That's awesome. Where am I going? Okay. Oh, I'm back here now. I went around in a big old circle jerk. Yay. Alright. Call down the elevator again. Oh, this mission. But anyways, yeah, happy Black Friday. Did anyone get any good deals? Or any good turkey? Or both? Alright, which way should we go? This way? See, here's the problem. I don't have any gears. See, let me look real quick. Yeah, I don't have any gears. And I haven't come across any gears, so they must be down here somewhere. Okay, so we're going to go through the circle again. Circle of annoyance. Okay, I did that. Okay. I switched that. I think I failed on that one. Else. Okay, here's another chance. Did I get it? I don't know if I got it. Oh, there's a gear. There's a gear. Okay. Now I got a gear. Okay, one down. A few more to go. Okay. Right, so we got one gear. We got... Okay, we're not going that way. Okay, I guess we're going this way. We're not going that way. Video game, which way do you want me to go? You're kind of forcing me to stay here. Like, kind of... Oh, do I have to go... I guess I go down. Okay, I guess we go down. Okay. Okay, let's go this way. What the f... I don't go that way. What? Okay, can I just give me some oxygen, please, before I fucking perish in flames. Oh, not exactly flames, but perish drowned. Yeah, that does remind me of a radio story. And actually, if you want to hear that radio story of the time I almost drowned, another content creator who does horror-based content, Unit. I submitted a story, entirely true, of the time that I almost drowned when I was in radio. Yeah, not fun. I hate swimming in this game. It's so annoying. It's not... Come on, come on. No, come on! Get up there, get up there, you are an idiot! Ugh. This is so frustrating. Don't... No, I lost it. Okay, I need to find another one. Okay, wait. Okay, I got that. Okay. This really annoys me. I'm really... if I can... Just get up there, Marshall. I did pull one lever, so maybe one of the levers changed the flow of the water? Maybe. Or did it change anything? Alright, I'm just gonna have to power through it. Power through it. I have the power. Fuck you. Alright, killing that fucker made me feel a little better. Alright. Alright. Not again. Wait, I don't have a light? That's not good. No! Where's the game taking me? Yay, I'm exactly where I was with nothing to show for it. Oh my jeez. Alright, call the elevator again. Alright. Alright, let's keep going. Back up the elevator once more. Okay, go down where we were at. Is it this way? Or do I keep going the wrong way? I keep going the wrong way. Story of my life. Alright. We'll go here again. So I hit that switch. I need to hit this switch. No, you... Oh my god, I hate this shit. I'm getting frustrated. Nope, nope, nope. Get back up there, Marshall. Marshall, get up there. Come on, Marshall, get up there. This is so annoying. I hit it. Thank you. I hit it. There's the other gear. Okay, good. We're making some progress. I'm saving the game right there real quick. Oh, yeah, I hate this puzzle. All right, so I gave up. I went to go watch a YouTube video really quick. And I guess shout out to Man of Low Moral Fiber. And thanks to him, I think I figured out what I was doing wrong. I forgot that I could actually shoot the damn levers. You can shoot them. So all that frustration was for naught. I'll be honest, it doesn't surprise me that I would have forgotten that. It was decades ago. Alright, so anyways. We can shoot them. It makes life a little easier. Not by much. See, you can shoot them. And then you can shoot that one. See? Once again, let me get up here and shoot the damn thing. So we gotta be quick. Okay, go. Okay. So you had to be quick. Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright, so... Alright, yes! Alright, excellent. I found the final gear. So I needed 3 gears. I have 3 gears now. Yeah, thanks for YouTube existing, right? You know, because not only is it great to find content to watch, it's also good whenever you're having trouble with a level. Sometimes I get turned around a little too easily. Okay, so we got it. Thank God I got this stupid gear done. Oh, this has been so draining. And I got the gears done, so I got all 3 gears. And now I think all I got to do is go... Is it this way? Yeah, I think it's this way. So, yeah. Okay, so you had to push that. I do remember that. Okay. Alright, okay. Now it's... You know, it comes back in spurts, but I'm so glad to be out of that part. I got turned around and I'm just frustrated. But, you know, it's at the end of the day, like I said, it's just a game, and, you know, a little bit more challenging back in the day. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with if you're stumped looking for help. You know, whenever I'm in that situation, I do the same thing. You know, I'll go look for help. You know, there's a certain sense of pride in trying to figure it out on your own, but if you get to the point where you can't do it, then why fight it any further? You know, you're only making yourself more frustrated. So my advice is just accept it and just keep going. Get the advice you need to help you get to the next point, and then continue. Which is what I'm doing exactly. All right. Ah, surprise, fools! All right, they're down. Yeah, but yeah, this is definitely my least favorite mission in the game. I do remember that much from when I was a kid. Okay, so we're back here. All right, so let's go down here. All right. Just hope for the best, right?
Hey, Mr. Lawman.
Kill him. Die, you bastard. Okay, another button. I love all these buttons. I can't get enough of the buttons. More water. No more water, please. No more. No more water. I'm drowning here, man. Alright, so let's go this way. Can we go this way? Alright, I guess we'll go up this way. Or is this just taking us? Is this taking us around in circles? Okay. Yeah, once I'm done with this level, I'll be a happy person. So what now? Another freaking dead end. Oh wait. Yeah, because I went this way already. So yeah, we went this way. Ah, it's like I keep advancing a little bit and then I keep getting stumped. Alright, so go back. Way we went. Come on. Alright. Let me go up and get some oxygen. Is this the way? We might have found a way out. It's always nice when you see cowpokes you haven't shot yet. It's always a reassuring sign you haven't been in this area yet. Okay, so we got that lever. Okay, let's open that. Okay. Alright, did that. Alright, he's dead. What's up there? Jump over here, see if there's any surprises. More danger. Yay. Heading right back into danger. Great. Just freaking great. Where am I on the map? Alright. Alright, let's go in. Oh. It's back in the main room again. Is this the way to go? Look, I just want to get this over with. It's just when you start getting frustrated, that's when you're ready to call it a day. But I am being shot at, which is, I hate to say it, kind of a good sign. Oh, it's the main bad guy. Okay. Yeah, I know you don't like lawmen. Fuck you. And fuck your sawmill. Son of a bitch. You're gonna die real good, cowpoke. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna shoot at you. I'm gonna kill you. Got you, you bastard. Fuck you. I wouldn't mind letting him get sliced and diced, but we kind of need him for information. Or not. Well, I guess the only information we got was...
Too bad. I was hoping we could talk.
Yeah, I was hoping we could talk too. So, this entire mission is pointless. It's just pointless. Because you go to the sawmill, you get no information, you kill the main boss here at the sawmill, and then that's it. You get nothing out of him. So you're now trotting off to the girl's cemetery. I guess paying our respects. On to the next mission. Alright, that is it for episode 5. What a grueling episode that was. Least favorite. But thanks again to Man of Low Moral Fiber for making that video 10 years ago that helped me get through that sawmill. Like, I do low-key remember the frustration I had with the sawmill back in the day. But I guess somehow younger me figured it out. And older me didn't. But, oh well. So, yeah, thank you so much to all of you that are watching my Outlaws playthrough. And don't forget, if you're looking for more playthroughs of mine that I've done that you can go watch, I got a whole bunch of them. Playlist galore in the playlist section, including Dark Forces Remaster, also done by Night Dive Studio. They remastered that game, just like they remastered Outlaws. You know, both were LucasArts games from the 90s, the golden age of LucasArts. And I hope you all have a great weekend. And hopefully next week I'll be able to put out some more episodes of Outlaws Remaster. And if you do want more episodes, on your way out the door, feel free and leave a like.